Hey guys, welcome to this video. My name is John Watts. I'm a consumer protection lawyer in Alabama. And what I want to talk to you about today is what happens after we get on the other side of this coronavirus, COVID-19, and the economy starts opening back up. What happens with debt collection? So I'm not specifically talking about collection lawsuits. I think I've talked about those in other videos. Those are going to skyrocket. Foreclosures will skyrocket once we get past this sort of forbearance period, and I'll talk about that in another video. But I'm talking about letters, credit reporting, debt collection calls. Right now, the legitimate companies, and now they may break the law all the time, but they're legitimate, they're real companies, they're kind of easing off. A lot of them won't even make any calls right now because we're all in this sort of shelter in place and, economic shutdown. And part of it, they're trying to be good, and part of it, they don't want to make the news for being the jerk, who's blowing somebody's phone up that, they can't leave their house. So what happens, though, when the economy opens back up? Well, here's a few things. Let's kind of think through this together. Are a lot of people going to be hurting financially? Absolutely. Well, will that be because they've lost income? And maybe this was their income, and after things open back up, this is their income. They're short now. So yeah, that can be the problem. Obviously, some people may never regain their job. So there's going to be less income. Is there going to be more debt or less debt? I'd suggest to you there's going to be more debt. People maybe are doing forbearance on their credit cards or student loans or mortgages because they don't have any income. Well, eventually all that has to be paid. And then there are other things, you go, well, look, I'm not going to pay that medical bill, or I'm not going to pay that cable bill, or whatever it is. There's just going to be a lot more debt out there. Certainly the national government is just exploding with debt. And most consumers are not going to be much different. So there's going to be less income, more debt. Now, here's the other piece of the puzzle. What about the collection agencies right now? What are they doing? Well, they're struggling with social distancing. Are they considered an essential business? They're going to let people work from home. And so they're really having to sort of slow down. And that means their money is really slowing down. So the collector has to say, well, do I pay my employees? Do I not pay my employees? What do I do? And so they need money. So once the economy opens back up, these guys are going to be like, hey, we got to make up for all this lost time. So they're more desperate to get the money. But remember, there's less income, more debt. So there's more and more collectors out there trying to get more limited dollars. So what do? Well, let's imagine we've got 3 collectors. And this collector says, I'm going to follow the law. Well, great. That's what they're supposed to do. When I say the law, primarily talking about the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, the FDCPA. But what about this debt collector who says, we got to be a little aggressive, okay? You got to break a few eggs. We're just going to break the law a little bit. Well, that's going to give them a competitive advantage over this guy. What about this guy? This collector says, we're going to break the law really, really bad because now is the time to make the money. Well, then that gives them an advantage. I may have told this story once before. This was maybe 15 years ago. A collection lawyer called me and said, hey, I need some help. Okay, what do you need? He goes, I've had this one client for many, many years, and I send out a letter. And this is what's called 1692G letter, or the validation letter. It says you have 30 days to request verification. It gives you all your rights that you have there. And he said, this younger lawyer has come along and stole that client from me. So, okay, what do you mean he stole the client? So he said, now that old collection lawyer, he gives them 30 days. I'll only give them 14 days. And the company was like, that's great. You're more aggressive. Well, he's completely violating the law. Okay. Now, it's sort of a crazy example. I mean, it's a true story, but it's sort of a crazy example. But the point is, if you are willing to break the law as a collector, you will collect more money. So you call family members, you call neighbors, you call coworkers once we're back working. If you make threats that you have no right to make, I'm going to garnish your wages, and you haven't even sued the person yet, You can't garnish their wages without suing them. Little exception for some federal type loans, but for 99% of loans, you have to have a judgment first to do this. So the point is that there's less income, more debt collectors who are hungry, and they're going to break the law. So what do you do with it? Is this just to depress us? No, it's not to depress us. It's to say, okay, I know it's coming. And so if I'm in a position where maybe I'm seeing my debt go up, maybe I'm seeing my income go down, I have to be prepared for this. Well, what does that mean? I mean, when I say prepared, I don't mean, well, you should have $1 million in cash. No, if you had that, you wouldn't be in this situation. But the point is, I know what's coming. And so I'm going to educate myself on the law. And look, primarily the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. You can Google it. It's at the Cornell Law Library website. You can read it. We have a whole series of videos. I think there's like 15 of them where we go through each section of the FDCPA. We look at the actual text of it. So not just talking about what it said, but let's read it. Let's see exactly what it literally says, and then what does that mean. So that's one way you could do it. But the point is, educate yourself so that when this hits, right now we're shut down, but you're starting to see the rumblings from the federal government, from state governments about we got to open this thing up. Come on, we got to get going. Well, once the country sort of opens back up, then it's going to be open season. The collectors will feel, well, now we can really engage in our debt collection. And I'm telling you, they're going to go over the line. They are going to break the law because they will feel that it's worth the risk. They very rarely get sued. If they get sued, most lawyers that sue them don't require them to pay very much money. There's a lot of people that sue on their own. And so a debt collector, they might have cheated 10,000 people out of $100 each, and somebody sues them and they go, okay, here's $1,000. That's pretty profitable. It's wrong, but it's pretty profitable. So prepare yourself, educate yourself so that when this happens, you won't be surprised, you won't be panicking, you won't be shocked. You'll say, okay, I knew this was coming. I'm ready. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send this letter. I'm going to make this phone call, or I'm going to hire a lawyer. Whatever it is that you're going to do, have your action plan in place so that you're not having to think while this collector is, yelling at you on the phone, or you get served with this lawsuit. You can say, okay, I've already done the thinking. Now let me implement my plan. So I hope that that's helpful to you. Feel free to look around our YouTube channel or our website, alabamaconsumer.com. We have lots of information there. And if you're in Alabama and you have a question, give us a call, 205-879-2447. That's 205-879-2447. Or there's a contact us portion of our website, alabamaconsumer.com, and we'll be glad to get back with you. Okay, thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.